You only get foot off the brake and go as fast as this car can take me. Pick me up so you can push me down, so you can push me down. I'm marching forward till the silence breaks my spirit once again. But I never realized that you could pick me up so you can push me down again.
You You seem pretty cool. Boy, was I a fool. Miss Queen, bitch.
Taking this time after time after time, and those wounds, man, they never heal right. Been shaking and won't numb the pain. That's all you'll hear in your brain. Will it all be okay if you fall back in limbo? I watch the waves, they take you in as I pour away the walls broken. I hate to relate to all your sin, so I won't be afraid of my nightmares again. You took all those years away to feed off the ones at night. As you sit all alone with your your tears. Will it all be okay? If you fall back in limbo, I watch the waves they take you in as I pour away your walls broken. I hate to relate to all your sin, so I won't be afraid of my nightmares again.
Well, hello, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Osment'S Entertainment Artist Acoustic Pick Porch picking. Oh,
Porch picking? Is that what we're doing? Picking on the porch.
We're picking on the
Steve.
porch with Banjoe C.
Yeah, how are we doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm excellent.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's pretty cool. What a beautiful day here in Florida, too.
it is. It was very hot out here while we were setting up.
It's really hot. Yeah, that is the drawback.
But we've got blankets and umbrellas.
It's pretty good. In the shade ain't so bad. You know, I know it's going to be what it's going to be like in a few more months when it gets crazy and you just wish you had cold weather again so bad. I'll be traveling. If you see this and you're in a state that is cool during the summer, go ahead and message me. I will be coming in that direction. It's true. It's true. I'm trying to get to Pennsylvania, all kinds of places.
Only when it's warm, though.
Well, yeah, just to get out. Like, I just want to be on like
Alaska
this.
gets 80 degrees in the
Get
summer.
it.
Huh?
Even Alaska gets 80 degrees in the summer.
That's cool. I can do that. It does better than you know. I mean, I like Florida heat a little bit. You know, I grew up in it, so.
I did too. I mean, I spent my summers in Pittsburgh, downtown Pittsburgh. It was more so in the Moose Lounge with my dad while he was drinking. That's where the summers.
We were in Clymer at the Slovak Club. That's where my Pennsylvania Polak friends and family are from. Yeah, no, this is where they go down. I used to go play the Slovak Club when I'd go up there, and that was a good time.
I automatically thought of the guy off of Home Alone, the Polka Club.
Oh yeah, polka. Ah, dude, John, he's great. I love that reference. Oh, we were huge in Ohio. You remember polka?
Yeah. What was the name of it?
It's so good. I run into those guys all the time when I out there. There's a guy in Pennsylvania that's
What
supposed
was
to
it? We were.
meet up with me on some shows.
Oh man,
And
he looked it up for
I
me.
haven't personally met him, but everything seems like he's that dude. I can't wait.
It was the drummer, the security
I would-
guard from hospital that looked it up for you.
Yeah.
That was his
The
thing.
drummer from the that's right.
I can't remember what
Okay,
band
the
he was in.
security. Okay,
Oh, he was the big
the former bandmate of Saints Tragedy. He was the former drummer, not the drummer now, but yeah, he was working security. And we had a morning chat, and it was something that he had mentioned, and we were like, "Oh yeah, the polka," and he looked it up, and we were like, "Oh yeah, polka guy, polka club, the
Polka. Now, I grew up. My grandma's. They're the Polish immigrants, so I'd wake up on Sunday morning. She had the polka show going. She'd make fried up some eggs, just smile on her face. You know, the local polka show. I got to go play the local polka show when I was there. I don't know if the radio, one of the local radio where you hear the high school football team scores. You know, you check in. It's like, oh yeah, Linkwood High was able to pull off the big win in the fourth quarter. And then the coal mine, you know, it's that whole type of thing. So
I dated a guy once who had grandparents that lived in West Virginia. And in West Virginia, there was these 4 mountains. And in the middle of these 4 mountains was this little town. And they had this intercom that literally would announce things throughout the whole town. So if you guys didn't catch the game last night, and I'm like, holy shit, what is that?
it's old school. Yeah, it's the only place to went to. Like, people have the AM station on all the time. So that was kind of fun. But there was a town, and I'll mispronounce it because I don't know how you say it. It was like Manahalagala. If you look that up, it's kind of like it, but it's a little town inside of a little town. One bar. And what it is, the bar is divided by a wall. The right side is country. The left side is death metal.
That's hot.
Yeah, and it's awesome. I played the death metal side, And I showed up and did. It was great. I had a blast. It was one of my favorite shows. But everybody was there because it's just one bar, 2 options, but 1 bar. We got our metal, we got our country.
I
Don't
feel
like it,
like-
you can get out.
I feel like I could hit both spots.
Dude,
And I
I-
think all metal fans should feel the same. Like, because I don't know. I know a lot of metalists that are huge country fans too. So,
Yeah.
you know.
You take a little bit of metal, you take a little bit of country, you get a Banjoe Steve.
See, I always thought it'd be really cool to do like a remix of Fancy metal version style, but with a chick metalist.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I'm practicing it.
Oh, okay.
Don't tell anybody.
All right.
Sticker, sticker.
Do I have to really not tell anybody?
But you know, the Old Town stuff was actually pretty cool. When I got married for the first time, it was the last time too. I went to the local Walmart in PA, in Jamestown, PA. It's like an.
I know Jamestown.
Yes. Do you?
I don't fucking. That's coal miners.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. They have the scooper in Greenville. Yes, you know, right at. Okay, so Jamestown.
The scooper of coal, or
No, for the Amish horse poop.
oh,
Yes,
the
they have
Amish.
like the Amish ride their buggies up to the Walmart, and they have a Walmart employee that comes out and scoops up shit. And I'm like, I seen the employee, and I'm like, what the fuck's he doing with a pooper scooper? And my ex was
It's
like,
this is my job.
the Amish, they park over there, and I'm like, they what? They go to Walmart? Like, I didn't know.
Do you think they draw straws for that job? Or
I don't know. Do you think there's a guy who's like really
Yeah.
proud? Like
It doesn't get
he actually worked up to this job. Like
Oh,
he didn't have the
man.
poop scooping
Oh,
job
God.
before. It was like a goal of his.
I
You know?
feel like they
He's
should
proud.
be
He walks with a
straws.
little chip and swagger. It's just like, yeah, you know, I'm gonna get my poop. I know what to do. You know, and he's happy about it. You know, he goes home. He brings home food from Walmart. And he feeds his family. He doesn't wash his hands. Made out of that.
Okay, there we go. I'm sorry. I went to go cross my legs and I clicked. Okay, I'm gonna put the clicker down.
Do we lose everybody?
No. We're still live. We're still here. They probably just lost us for a second. Sorry,
Oh.
guys. That's my fault.
Geez, that was a great story.
The-
It was amazing. Y'all missed it. You should have tuned in. You should have came out here live. That's all.
Do you want a cupcake?
I can't eat any more of those wonderful cupcakes. They were delicious, though. Some of the best I've ever had. But that's a lot. That's
Did you see this?
I
This
feel like
is
a little
pretty cool.
Featherroy in like the Charlotte Chocolates
We've
factory.
got
Like,
them, like-
I would like another cupcake. Jeez. And a cake to go with it. I mean, I
mean,
appreciate it.
I couldn't get you gator bites, so I felt bad. So
No,
I
that's
settled.
cool.
for-
The burger here at Plans B was excellent.
Yes, thank you very much, Plan B Bar and Grill, for our delicious.
If you have to
cheeseburger.
cancel your Plan A, come to Plan B.
Yes, most definitely, and get you a cheeseburger on the
Yeah.
side.
Yep. I wonder if they cut the cheese or if it's already pre-sliced.
I don't know. It is
Ah.
Plan B.
All right.
But,
Yeah. This tea is very good too.
the tea is very good. I have to say,
Yeah.
it is very yummy. So I want you to kind of tell me, how'd you get started in music? I know we kind of talked about this once already.
Well, I started playing music as a little kid. By the 2 scenarios that kind of made me a musician and a singer. A friend of mine, his mom ran the kids choir, and she drove by one day and said, "You're in the kids choir, and I'm going to pick you up on Wednesday." I never remember her asking me if I wanted to join the kids choir, and she gave me a cassette tape and said, "Here you go, learn the songs." I was like, okay. All right. I didn't learn the songs. It's like, I don't learn these songs. So she picked me up on Wednesday, and we got there. She's like, "You don't know the music?" She got mad at me, you know. So when I went, I got scared of this nice little church lady. So I learned all the songs. Then I came back, and then she gave me a solo. So I had started getting experience singing in front of a group or in group singing solo. And when I started fourth grade, a kid had that I was carpooling with. She had a trombone, and I went home crying to my mom. I was like, I don't understand why she gets to play an instrument and I don't. And she goes, "You want to play an instrument?" I was like, "Yeah, you can play an instrument. I can." So we went to the school the next day, and they sized me up with the baritone, which is like the small tuba.
Right.
And I was obsessed with it. I put the book in my math book at class. And I practiced my fingers. Boom, 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 boom. It's a Pollock in me. I just love that. Doom, 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 burn, burn. So that's what started it. And then when I got transferred to another school in fifth grade, they were doing a busing thing where they bus kids into different schools for diversity.
Right.
And I was told I couldn't play the baritone anymore. They didn't have one at the school, but they had a trombone. So I went in there and I was forced to learn the trombone, which I actually was probably the best thing I ever did, because to play that, you have to slide the horn to where the proper note is. So you really develop your ear,
Right.
you know, where the right note is all the time. So as a little kid, I was always playing through that. Once I got into seventh grade, I went out Christmas morning. There was a guitar there. I saw it, the sound. I grabbed the guitar. I ran in the other room. I didn't open up any of my other presents. A couple hours go by. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm like, I was just ready to go. And my mom's like, "Do you want to open another present?" And I was like, "I got this." She's like, "Just open this one." And it was Larry Little Teaches Guitar. And this guy, if you're like, "Hey, let's cast a nerd that plays guitar," like this dude would have got the Oscar. Oscars are for movies and stuff, right? I don't know. I get confused the whole thing. Anyway, someone got an award for being a nerd. This dude was and he had this like little scenes like, and here's the G chord, but it was great, right? It's just what I needed was a foundation to get going.
We're talking about Grammys.
Huh? He didn't win no Grammy.
Well, Grammys is music. Oscars.
Yeah, but this is the production. Like if I'm making the film of the nerdiest guitar player ever, I'd cast this dude to play that guy because he would be that.
Got it.
Yeah. So, anyways, that's who I first started playing with. But he was still kind of cool playing the guitar, and I got started with that. My instrument came with 2 free lessons, Power Chords, and Free Fallin' by Tom Petty, and the blues pentatonic scale. So once I had those 3 ingredients, I just kept going. And this is pre-internet days. So I'd go to 7-Eleven and open up the Guitar Center and like, "You got to buy that if you want to read it." No one under a certain age has any idea what that expression is, because no one's like, "I ain't sitting there trying to flip through this." I've never heard that statement since like the 90s. But you'd be in there like reading. If you want to buy it, if you want to read it, you got to buy it. So sometimes pull a little sheet music out of there and just like, I need this little lesson on in whatever. And then when I turned 15, a guy said, "Hey man, I heard you play guitar. You want to be in a band?" I said, "Okay." And then next thing I know, we're practicing. Then he's like, "We're playing a show," and I guess the singer told everyone we were going to have strippers and fireworks. And the place was packed. I'm 15 years old playing my first show. The drummer's 14, drinking a beer behind the fucking bar. And I'm like, what is this world I'm getting into? And we went up and we rocked the show. And I was addicted ever since. I was like, this is the most amazing thing. I was like, he hands me money. I was like, wow, he gave me money to just go do this thing. And, but there's a whole ride that you get as a musician too. And the whole story, because like we had this instant high school success, like so easy. We made an album, everyone bought the album. We made a CD, everyone bought the CD. Everyone would come to the shows. Then you graduate. You get about 20, 21, 22. People start marrying off. People start going other different directions. People have already seen your show. They don't show up every Friday night. So if you're doing a whole original set, it starts to dwindle. The momentum starts to go. And then everyone starts to get tense. And you have to figure out what direction to go. And then I musically and creatively was really branching off in another direction. And then that started the next journey of what I was going to do. And then to get to Banjoe Steve, that's a whole nother thing. That's like the whole Joe Dirt story. You know what I mean? Like to get to where Banjoe Steve got today. But that was the start of me playing.
I'm so sorry.
I'm so glad it wasn't me. It's usually always me.
My son.
No, please. Thank you for making me feel like a
my
human.
goodness.
You know?
My son just flew up. He's 11, and he flew to Kentucky today to see his Mimi. So Mimi and Austin, mommy's live. I can't answer the phone right now. Yeah, so he's calling me to let me know he's there. Okay.
Cool.
So yeah,
That's good to know.
I already knew that an hour ago.
Yeah.
But he's going.
GPS tracker.
Yeah, 360. Yep. Keep tracked.
I'm one of them moms, absolutely. So how did you become Banjoe Steve? I mean, isn't that where we left off at?
No, I mean, to get there, we got to get through the middle here.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I have an instant success with my band.
Mhm.
And we even got to play livestock. We were doing it as kids. This was a big deal. Band called Attica was my first band, and you know, I kind of thought that was it. We were gonna go. I almost tattooed the band name on my forearm. It was like this close to doing it. This close. I was telling people I was gonna do it. I said I had to get a record deal first. Anyways, so you know, after a stupid argument at a thing, and so they canceled some show dates and all that. We parted ways. And then I started trying to find what I was going to do. And I really wanted to take it vocals. So I joined a metal band that eventually became the Polka Cowboys. And I talked with a Polish accent. And then like we'd go in these crazy metal songs and I would sing in an accent and all this kind of stuff. But that's also not very sustainable in this world economy. So I decided to make a 20-piece band, thinking that like instead of just being like Elton John and then getting the whole band, start with the whole Elton John production and then get famous, which I found the overhead of doing that was so tough. I put some albums together.
MC Hammer style.
Yeah, I was told, yeah, exactly. I saw him play and I was like, I want to do that. I didn't see the behind the music yet. This is pre-behind the music of, how the hammer got slammed. You know, I think there was some catchy title like that. The hammer down on hammer, or putting the nail in hammer. That's probably what it was. You know, this big rise, and then, he's out there dancing, and everyone's rooting for him, and then it's like, and the whole thing. And then he's doing like pumps and bumps or something like that. Bumps and the bumps. I don't know. Anyways, it wasn't that great. That probably hurt too. So I started this huge production. We did some really cool shows. The band was called Fall on Purpose, and we were this big George Clinton type multi-genre band. I had my biggest show, Ziggy Marley. We had 24 musicians and 2 dancers on stage, and Ziggy Marley's manager was pissed at us. Keep going. They're trying to upstage us or upstage us. He kept saying that we're trying to upstage him, and I was like, dude. This was Ziggy Marley. This was the biggest opportunity I ever had in my life. I was trying to put on the best performance in your honor. No way upstage you. You're Ziggy Marley. It's a ridiculous thing to even say that I was implying that. And then the guy wouldn't let me meet him on the bus. He's like, no. Kept doing, no. It wouldn't. Everyone else got to go up there and meet him, take photos and stuff. So fast forward. There's 2 real generations of Fall on Purpose. There's the first one where all foundation, all that. I'm actually working on a movie for that. It's called Falling on Purpose, and it's going to tell a story. It's going to be recasted with the 20-year-old characters and all the stupid shit we did. I got a Florida education and I'm a little white trash, so there's some things, just a little bit.
Me too.
Like I didn't even know you had to wear shoes in Publix all the time. Like I remember my first girlfriend going like, are you going in the store right now? I was like, yeah. She's like, you don't have any shoes on.
You don't. First of all, they came up with that shoe little thing like just here recently, because I so remember being 13, 14 years old, getting back, running in from the lake over here and just running through the store barefooted.
Without a shirt on. I mean, you probably had a shirt on, but we didn't have a shirt
I
on.
had a bathing suit on.
No shirt, no shoes, no service. That's why I grew up.
Yeah, and the one idiot who tried to enforce that, dealing with some drunk redneck coming in here, it's gonna be problems. You just gotta look the other way sometimes. Like you can't always make a stand. Sometimes it's like, all right, you pay for your Slurpee, your beef jerky, your Budweiser, and your Marlboro Reds, and get the fuck out of here. That's easier than like Meemaw's over there. I want to there, it's the whole thing. So you want to get them out of your store as quick as you can. It's better not to be forcing no policies about no t-shirts. This is a free state. I don't need to wear no shoes and no shirt and even pants if I don't want it. Don't be pushing me down this way.
I'm ungovernable.
This is Florida. Don't come to Florida trying to give us their rules and that kind of stuff. That's why we came here. Everyone's got a Florida story, right?
Listen, I was born and raised in Florida.
But you have a Florida story.
I have a lot of Florida stories.
So at some point, your people came to Florida. That's your Florida story, right? People usually land in New York. Somehow they move their way, they get in Florida.
Yes, we originated from Wisconsin, Waukesha, Wisconsin, and Birmingham, Alabama.
And how did you make it to Florida?
Well, I've been here.
Not you.
How
what was their journey? Like mine is kind of interesting.
Well, mine were cow farmers, and they wanted more. So
More cows?
So they came to Florida. They came to Florida and got a job at Disney.
Oh, they wanted more out of life.
Yeah.
Okay, that's usually the shit ain't going here so well. I'm going to Florida. So that's usually one column.
It's probably more of I don't want to be on this fucking farm no more. Let's go work at Disney World.
Yeah, so that's half of my story.
Yeah.
But my grandparents were grandfather was a horse trainer at a farm, and he also did cement work. And my grandmother, she wanted to join the circus, so they moved to Sarasota. He was trading horses, and she was learning the trapeze until she got pregnant, and then they wouldn't let her do the trapeze anymore.
Well, I can understand.
Damn rules. OSHA always getting into the little man's pocket, So anyways, yeah, she blamed my mom her whole life for not being able to be in the circus. And she'd tell all these stories, these wild travelers, that these people spoke 10, 20 languages. They were artists, all the acrobats and the people that we don't, see anymore, these little holes in stories from, the old times. And I was always fascinated by that. But her great-grandfather was from Indiana, and he was a banjo playing, train hopping, a fiddle player.
That's
so
cool.
He would go all around Indiana playing shows, kind of like what I do. And so when we start to get to where Banjo Steve comes in, I started playing the banjo as a joke some years ago, so I could go and make pig noises. That was the extent of it. That was me playing the banjo. But I kept messing around with it. And then I decided to play it in front of a crowd one time, and I got this really crazy reaction. People loved it because I was doing my song My Sister Lives in a Trailer in Pinellas Park. And so I got a really funny reaction from that. But I had went out in Halloween, and I was going, drink your beer. I was going there, and I had a top hat on and a cape and my light up banjo, and people were paying me in beer to play. So I didn't take it super seriously. I kept messing around with it, and around COVID time, things were changing. There was a big change that happened. Fall on Purpose wasn't really existing, and the band I had in between had kind of gone to a standstill, but I was still playing the banjo. And I got asked to be on a country rap tour with this Bubba Sparks was one of the artists. What's his name? Struggle Jennings, Tom McDonald. We played for
rapper Tom
Man.
McDonald.
Yeah. And I did electric banjo to hip hop. Huh?
Tom McDonald. When I started the whole interview processing, I really wanted to interview him. That was my goal was to interview him because I loved his.
He's such a cool guy.
I know. Listen,
I can tell you off the air how to message him.
Well, okay, we'll do that.
All right.
Yeah.
At least get you started. I don't know if I can get him. Don't be messaging me.
I sent him an email through a friend.
But they were super cool. I just love their show. I love their chemistry between him and his, I don't know if it's his wife or his woman, but they're, you know, she makes all his videos. He comes up with all this stuff, and just watching behind the
He did a
scenes.
video about her, not just recently.
I saw that one. Yeah, they're getting rotation.
It's
It's good to see them blowing up.
Yeah.
And he's just got some funny stuff, some opposite takes. He like really just said, hey, all right, there's a lot of sides to every story. There's a lot of gray areas between everything, and I think that's what should be discussed. You know,
He fills in a lot of blanks.
yeah, yeah. And I just found him to be really funny. And he's like, he walks up to me, and he's like, what's your deal? You know, I'm wearing a top hat and a cape with a banjo, and he's like, where am I? What is this thing? We did all like the Panhandle of Florida around there. We did Georgia, and yeah, we just vibed. I think I did a banjo riff for him, and you know, it's kind of how I roll. So yeah. So, anyways, after that and COVID shut down, so we're like, all right, what are we doing? I just kept playing the banjo. Florida was kind of open, so I started messaging everybody. Hey, I can do an acoustic project. I have Fallen Purpose available, and I got Banjo Steve. Maybe you want to hire Banjo Steve. Everybody hired Banjo Steve. 98% of all of my gigs from every email, when I sent three different emails, they hired Banjo Steve. It's mostly the same show, except I just do the banjo a little bit more, you know. But that was cool because it made me have to like really work on it a little bit more. And I started to find myself, I'm actually a better banjo player than I am a guitar player. It just comes super naturally. There's a smoothness to it. I love the way that the thing just I just love the way that the sound bounces on the instrument. And so then we went in the studio and I cut an album called Batsuit Crazy, and I created a full band to back it. And now I've been starting to do shows again. I'm going to open for Jimmy's Chicken Shack on March 24th. Remember those guys? Yeah, they're doing their 30th year reunion. And then I'm doing the Cannabis Fest on April 22nd, and Fallen Purpose is playing April 23rd. That's in Plant City, where the Strawberry Festival is. Huge cannabis festival. They got a bunch of artists. They're still taking submissions of if you're a vendor and you want to get your artwork and stuff out there. I think whatever is cool. Like, it seems to be pretty open. I mean, I don't think you can bring meth or anything. Pretty sure you can't.
No,
don't bring meth. Don't.
Yeah, no.
That was a joke, FCC.
No.
Come on, calm down, people.
Man.
Everyone's getting upset.
Our blanket. Can you get it home?
Oh
man. Yeah, we're hanging.
look at that. Yeah.
Sit down. Sit down.
Yeah. So then that's what I've been doing this last year and a half or two, just playing all over. And because I have all these contacts, I'm just like, hey, I'm just going to get known everywhere I can in Florida. So I actually did the math. I did about 66, 67 cities in Florida that I've now performed at. Actually, if I had this one, this should be like 66 or 67. There's a few that I can't remember where I was at. Like that one we did on the East Coast that was by like Fort Lauderdale in between Miami. I can't for the life of me. I even tried to look on the flyer, but it just said what the artists were. It didn't say what the thing is. And I didn't think I was going to be talking about this now, so I didn't research it.
Squirrel.
Wait, what are we talking about?
So, what's your favorite song you play?
It's honestly whatever puts money in the bucket. I
Oh,
don't care.
Really?
I wish I.
You don't have
I'm
one?
always asked that. I wish I had a good answer. I could pretend to have a good answer. You could pick one of my songs and say, pretend that's the one you like, and I will give you the most convincing, like,
That's
scenario
not what
that
I
it is.
wanted.
I
I wanted to
you know
know
why?
what
'Cause I
touches
just-
you the most, like the most meaningful song to you.
well,
I guess that wouldn't be the same question because you don't play it, probably, do you?
I do whatever I want. It's kind of cool what I do. It's the most free thing. I've been kicked out of places before. I don't care. I'm not being a dick, but like I just me, and if it works, great. I got some spots that love it. I like to rip on the bar that I'm at a little bit, and some people get sensitive. Some people think it's funny. Cracklin' Jackson Naples thinks it's funny. That spot in Port Richey, you guys can go fuck yourself. So I'll be at Cracklin' Jack's for St. Patty's Day, where we have fun. We have a lot of fun.
Hey, the 26th of this month, you should come out. We're interviewing Get Out of Nashville at Leo's Live.
That's exciting. Where is Leo's Live?
In Lakeland.
Oh, just in Lakeland.
Oh,
I mean, in Lakeland.
in Lakeland.
Yeah.
South Lakeland.
South Lakeland.
South Lakeland.
I'm the sound engineer there.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
that's our sound guy. He's great.
You got to make a
special
cameo.
Sound production over there.
Yeah. Got to make a cameo is what it is.
Needs more tea.
Is
More nice tea. Yeah, so
it still cold?
Yeah, it's got some kind of stick in it.
Yeah, that's an ice stick.
Oh.
It's
I don't know how you use your fancy terms over here in
It's
Lake
a-
Alfred.
it's an ice stick that keeps it cold.
Yeah. So then I'm headed to the Pisces Fest in Daytona. It's actually Ormond Beach. And I'll be playing a set tomorrow with my East Coast band. I've been doing so much traveling, and then I started after there was all solo stuff, but then people are like, well, we would like to hire you as the band. Can you get a band? I'm like, yeah, I got a band. But instead of traveling the guys, I just sent out a bunch of networking things, and I found a good drummer. Some bass players always rotate, you know. Bass players are a metaphor from themselves. Sorry, bass players. Bass player.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, but they're like a metaphor for themselves. You know, it's like they play 4 strings. You know, they live in a van.
5.
Oh, okay. Now there's some progressed guys. There's some people even know what notes they're playing. So like,
Well, I'm
there's-
also a guitar player. So
see, you're a guitarist that went ahead and played the bass. That's another bracket.
Yes,
If I'm making a diagram, that's one of the sliver
but I've been
options.
doing both for 50 years.
The bass player is consistent. You get money playing bass, you know,
Yeah.
because it's like, but guitarists, it's like you can only pay them to shut up. They're just like, I want the stage. You know, I have a hard time playing with another guitar player unless they're very like, you know, I don't want to say beta because my guitar player I work with, I wouldn't want to call him a beta, but in our role, he kind of has to be because like I'm leading the ship. The captain's going this way, and the guitar has the ability to just take it in another direction. You have to be in this complete unison. You know, it's like this is not a democracy. This is a dictatorship, and I'll be a dick. You know, follow me on this. But I don't really say it like that because that sounds like a jerk. I'd say more like, please play nicely and follow me.
I also don't fall into the category of the guitar player that plays lead bass.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
play bass as it's supposed to be played.
Yeah. I've been in so many, everyone I know is a musician. My whole life has been surrounded around musicians. I love musicians. I love the psychology of them. I love the characteristics. I love that an instrument is sort of, like each person has their best instrument. You might want to be a drummer, but if you don't have the physical mechanics or the thing, the click and all that stuff, you can't be. You might be, you know, or you might want to be a bass player, but maybe you don't have the dexterity in your fingers to be able to pull it down. Or you want to play piano, but you may not have the concept to really, you know, take the instrument in more versatile ways. There's all kinds of those different levels. My favorite instrument is the violin and trumpet, and I suck on them. I suck on them. I think I'd be okay on it, but I'm not. They're horrible.
I like the cello.
I love the cello. And anything the bow. I ain't got the bow technique, but most strings I'm pretty good at. You know, so that's why I like mixing up the ukulele. I like playing that a lot. Yeah, so that brings me here today as Banjoe Steve with Banjoe.
Well, speaking of that banjo, you want to show me what it does?
Sure.
I mean, I've heard you pick on it a little bit, but I mean, since you won't play me your favorite song,
Can you play like Roy Orbison?
Well, this is similar to my favorite song, although like this is one of I wrote the lyrics. I walked from my house to my van and I wrote the lyrics. I've never even edited it. They were just kind of perfect. But sometimes I wake up in the morning, don't know who I am, don't know where I'm going, and I don't know where I've been. And I try to shake the sadness, let the new day begin, and see what I can accomplish, do my best to get a win. I've been pushed around, challenged, swaying in the wind. The world keeps trying to break me, but I ain't gonna bend. And I love my band and family, and I love you too, 'cause the static makes me happy when I play the blues. So don't know what I'm doing. This life comes with a plan. Different dimensions and realities, so who knows where I am. I've been told so many stories, and I read truth and lies. And some folks claim they can't pay a buck and waste all the time. So why do we have this consciousness? Why do I have this drive? Feel like a flying train with no tracks, bearing down the line.
I like that. Different dimensions. You don't know where you are. I really,
Do we? Do we really know?
Not really. No.
This could be a whole ruse.
I've taken the mushrooms and felt on that trip.
We
So
can be nutcases in a padded room, and all this is a figment of
I know.
imagination.
No, especially me. I keep waiting for him to wake me
I
up.
don't know where I am.
Yeah.
Where's my car?
So yeah, just doing this hustle, this musician thing, you know, like on these adventures and going. Like my buddy Euclid Buffalo over there, he's a performer and he helps me with a lot of the driving, the legs of these trips I wouldn't be able to do. We've done, I think we probably did 150,000 miles just together on the vehicle. You see the vehicle, we put 230,000 miles on it in just the last couple of years driving. But yeah, I think he's been for a huge chunk of that. So it's been very helpful allowing me to go to these different spots.
Oh yeah. That's
Yeah.
what's up.
Yeah.
It's always nice to have a friend like that.
Yeah, dog. It's on right there.
Sorry.
You want me to do something else?
Well, yeah. I want to hear more.
All right. I'm just a barefoot Florida boy, wearing flip-flops in December and in November, January all year. And you know what they say, every day is a sunny day in St. Petersburg, FLA. We got cookouts in the sun and swimming, so much fun. It's all you ever need to beat the heat. Tonight we'll jam, Treasure Island sand to St. Pete Beach, FLA. I'm just a barefoot Florida boy, wearing flip-flops in December and in November, January all year. And you know what they say, every day's a sunny day in St. Petersburg, Largo, Clearwater, Newport Richie, Treasure Island, Vallejo, Plant City, Polk County, Lake Alfred, Daytona, Ormond Beach, Jacksonville, Ocala, Lakeland, Land of Lakes, Lake Wales, Lake City, Middle Lake City. They got like a convenience store there that sells tacos. Pretty good tacos though. It's like also a bait shop, so I think sometimes that goes into the tacos. But
You used to play at the Hangar 7.
hey, yeah, I played there. West Palm Beach, Fort Lauderdale, Miami, Naples, Sarasota, Bradenton. Tampa Bay, Zipper Hills, and a few others. Can't list everybody. I mean, who's got time for that? Nobody got time for that. I mean, you might have time for that. If you're watching this, you have time for that. Now I'm just wasting your time.
No, you're not.
Oh, I'm not. Okay, good.
You got hundreds of cities in Florida. You'd be here all day.
Oh, yeah. I try to list the ones I played, you know.
I mean, we could do whatever you want. I mean, we have hit our hour, but you know, I do.
The power hour.
I do have the power and the permission, so I can pretty much do what I want.
Well, I could do. I'll do another one. do something like metal for the folks?
I mean, we can.
Actually, I'll do this one first.
Okay.
So even covers have a reason why I play them. A lot of times, I don't even plan on playing this one. Creep. I never planned on playing this song at all.
This is like, listen, I only have 2 artists in town that literally have touched me with, because this is like one of my all-time favorite songs.
Well, I think that there's a reason for that, and that's what I learned about this song, because I was in Portugal and someone asked me if I could play it, and I was at a deli.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know, maybe, I guess. So we look up the chords real quick, and I start playing the song. And everyone in the restaurant started singing the song. Euclid was there, he remembers that. And everyone starts singing it. So I was like, oh, wow. Okay, well, maybe I should, like, get better at it. So I spent the next 2 days practicing how to play the song.
Right.
I got all the lyrics down. I get really meticulous when I'm trying to learn a song. I'll write it. I'll do everything I can. So I got in the courtyard, and Portugal's a huge melting pot of all the European countries, like how Florida is with us. But so you have everybody there. And
Right.
people don't hang in the bar. They get a beer from the bar and walk right out and go to the courtyard. That's where everyone's hanging out at. So I start to go into the song. And as I start to get into it, everyone starts singing around. And by the end of it, the entire crowd is singing this song in this amazing little moment. And you could hear these a French accent, a German accent, Italian. You could hear Portuguese. You could hear English. And that's when it dawned on me the power of this song, because everyone in their life has put something out there, you know, or followed someone they couldn't quite totally love, who's always making you chase them, you know, and you feel like a creep.
Yeah.
You know?
I've been there.
Were you here before? Could look you in the eye. You're just like an angel. Your skin makes me cry. Float like a feather in a beautiful world. You're so very special. I wish I was special, but I'm a creep. I'm a widow. What am I doing here? I don't care if it hurts. Just wanna have control. I want a perfect body. I want a perfect soul. I want you to notice when I'm not around. So very special. I wish I was special, but I'm a creep. I'm a widow. What the hell am I doing here? I don't belong here. She's running down again. She's running now. She runs, runs, run, whatever makes you happy, whatever you want. You're so very special. Wish I was special, but I'm a creep. I'm a widow. I don't belong here. I don't belong here.
I actually really liked it.
Thank
It's a
you.
good job.
You know, people say actually when they compliment me. They're like, I actually like that.
I mean, I didn't think
No. It is everyone. I know. I told one guy I wanted to record Banjoe on this song. He goes, Banjoe? It sounded like I said to him, I want to shit on your mom's face and then rub it into her orifices.
Ew.
That was the same reaction to me saying I was going to play the banjo on something. I was like,
Wow.
I don't just go ping-a-ting, ping-pa-ting, pa-ting. People have been doing ping-pa-ting for a long time. It's got its place, but I don't do that. I'm a Florida banjo player. I don't know how they play the banjo in the mountains because I ain't from the mountains. And I don't know how they play the banjo from the hills because, damn it, I ain't from the hills. And I don't know how they play the banjo on the dirt roads because I'm from the streets and beaches of St. Petersburg, Florida. Here's how I play the banjo. I hope you like it. It's song's called Bluegrass Reggae. Well, I know not what I say, but when the words come out so smooth, we're sitting here on the beach just trying to think of something new. And a bluegrass reggae is something that you ain't never get to hear. Cause I know I done invented it a few months ago this year. That's holy as the day comes to an end. Banjo Steve made about 100 new best friends. There's a bluegrass reggae something that you ain't never get to hear. Cause I know I done invented it a few months ago this year. See, I know what you're asking yourself. Yeah? Well, can the boy play the banjo? Well, time passes not slowly as the day comes to an end. From Banjo Steve made about 1 billion new best friends. Cause the bluegrass reggae is something that you ain't never get to hear. I know I done invented it a few months ago this year. Now, can I get one of you all to yell out, let that boy play the banjo?
Let that boy play the banjo. I don't think I could even move my fingers that fast. I would so get lost.
Yeah.
I would.
Play some Roy
It's
Clark.
amazing.
Say, I don't even know what that is. Is that bluegrass? Sounds like bluegrass. Blame me this and that Roy Clark. I'm going to drink some moonshine. Beat my woman.
Well, I think we are going to wrap up here because we have hit our hour mark.
Let's do it. That was my closer.
But I feel like we can finish our energy drink over here, or you called it sweet tea.
This is sweet tea. With a little lemonade.
But I do want to thank you guys for joining in and taking part of our artist interview on the Porch Pickin' of Plan B Bar and Grill in amazing Lake ALFRED with Banjo Steve.
Porch Pickin' with Banjo Steve.
Porch
like
Pickin' with Banjo Steve. Osment and Banjo Steve's Porch Pickin'.
Porch Pickin'.
Oh man, that sounds like we should have a pig in the ground somewhere.
There's a pig running around, right?
Yeah, do that sound. Do it.
You sure out a pretty mouth.
Oh, not that sound. You always take it to extreme. Look at you.
I have to be I have to be like area proofed. You know, get like a little mat on the ground where it's like, this is my area where I can't.
I thought I moved the sweet tea over enough.
Yeah.
You've almost swung and got it like a couple times.
Yeah. All my bass players know, look out. Don't ever be in this direction. I don't know where I'm going either. So it's a surprise to both of us. So they wouldn't be there. I've definitely slammed into some people.
It's like the bass player from Pearl Jam.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's
It's Eddie better in the face.
yeah. What are you doing? This fling round? I forget.
I don't remember. I just remember seeing him laying on the ground.
I had somebody once and it bent the damn tuning peg on my guitar.
Yeah.
On his tooth, right?
That was I said to him.
Well, guys,
Goddamn face out of the way.
I do want to thank you so much for tuning in. I know we had a little bit of a little hectic morning. By the way, Ocean's End sends their deepest regards for missing this morning's chat. They had a little bit of an emergency. They are on a tour, so they had travel issues with the trailer.
I know those guys are awesome.
They are. They're very, very good guys.
Yep.
So we will reschedule that. I'm sorry again. But Banjoe Steve, I do want to thank you so tremendously for coming out, giving us your time.
This is fun.
I think I'm going to steal one of your cupcakes, finish my cheeseburger,
Yeah.
and finish our sweet tea.
Awesome.
But thank you so much for taking your time and playing your music for us. Rock Rage Radio, thank you so much for tuning in. And also Osment Entertainment, NOME Productions, and that special sound is out here too as well. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. We are going to play some tunes to kind of wrap this up. But I hope you guys have a wonderful day and stay fucking rocking.